And I'd like to assure you that the Democratic Party is fully committed to EU integration as the vital national interest of Albanians, as a process which must be merit-based. From this platform, I would like to express my deepest gratitude also to EPP, CDI, IDU for their extremely helpful resolutions that they voted in support of Democratic Party and democracy of Albania. I'd like to thank friends from CDU, Forza Italia, Adenauer Stiftung, Heritage Foundation, which came and supported us in some very special, difficult days. Ladies and gentlemen, if we look at Western Balkans vis-à-vis European Union, no one could deny that time was slow, is a slowing of time. But in my deep conviction, as a man that I followed with very carefully, it is my deep conviction that this slowing is not coming from Euroscepticism. No. This slowing is not coming from contradictions which are a reality between EU member states. This slowing mostly is coming from countries inside, countries of Western Balkans. Now, still, you listen to gentlemen coming from government. Now you listen to a man coming from opposition. And so I will be very, very open. In that respect, Albania is heading toward general elections, but how it is heading? In a condition never seen before. Europe, in its long history, have had different kind of dictatorship, but never have had a narco-dictatorship. I was reading 20 years ago about forms of dictatorships, and I found that a great scholar, Samuel Huntington, wrote the worst of them, the worst than Nazi, than communist, than theocratic, than military junta, is narco-dictatorship. Why? He wrote, because the narco-dictator respects no rule, no law, no constitution. Now, I know that as an unseen form of dictatorship in Europe, I definitely accept your skepticism, but the reality is there. The Prime Minister of Albania in 2015, in a Council of Ministers meeting, debated and decided to plant Albania from north to south, up to the honey-halted, millions of cannabis trees, cannabis plants. The production was that year 10 to 12 billion euro. This Albanian trafficker jumped in Latin America, and they become such powerful in cocaine markets. Today, the biggest cartel Sinaloa of Mexico is chaired after El Chapo was arrested by two Albanian brothers. But this is not the past of 15. On Friday, the Prime Minister of Albania, with a decision of Council of Ministers, decided to plant in 138 large area cannabis plantation again. Why? Cannabis for votes. Cannabis for votes. But in a stepwise manner, this very rich and very easy rich people become the biggest decision maker in my country. They decide about votes. They decide about bids. They decide about everything in Albania. If you come and look, we could present every document, what their power is. Since 3 years, not a kilogram of cocaine is catched in our ports because they are given to mafia family which controls the cocaine trafficking. 3 days ago, UN in a study showed that Albanians are the highest consumers of cocaine in Europe, the #1 country. But if you come, what you will find there? You will find there the highest index of construction in Europe. But you will find there, after Munich and Paris, the highest prices of a meter square in construction. You will find there, ladies and gentlemen, many skyscrapers. 80% of this money coming from underground and not from banking system. You will find there the euro laid down on the earth, devaluated 38%. 38%. Exports died in 3 years long. Every year, the production going down and down. Exports from 1 year to another 32%, whereas Albania is a very rich country in extraordinary reserves. But I gave you this data at all the results. The result is Albanians who are the highest paid people 10 years ago are the worst paid people today. Albanians are quitting the country according to Eurostat. From 2014 to 2023, 1,099,000 Albanians left only for Schengen areas. If you include other areas, 45% of the nation flee because of poverty, because of unemployment and jobless. The problem is that the gentleman who chair the government comes in international summits with white sneakers, talks as a liberal about sports, paintings. In fact, inside the country, he behaved a cruel dictator. He arrests in the year of the elections, he arrested one by one 3 leaders of major opposition parties. Zayed of Tunisia arrested also 3 leaders, but Zayed, in difference from Edi Rama, didn't brutalize publicly like he brutalized Ilir Meta, taking forcefully from his car without showing a mandate of arrest, beating him in the streets, filming the brutal scenes, dragging the streets, and jailing him as person under investigation. He arrested and is in jail now, a young MP, a courageous one, which dared to denounce the brother of the Minister of Interior, which was a ringleader in Bologna and sentenced in Italy for 8 years for trafficking, but continuing, leading traffics from Vlora to Italy and not extradited. This young man was a brave one. He showed in Parliament the tapes of a journalist. And what they did? They extradited the brother of the minister, but the MP is in jail. This is Erwin Saliani. Freddy Bellieri, he is here. I don't know if he is or not. What they did? As Rama have had personal property matters, yes, in Himara, and he knew that Bellieri never was going to expropriate the territory of others. Rama did a terrible battle against him, and he jailed him one day before the elections. Ladies and gentlemen, I saw a scene, terrible one. A mother of 3 was catched at 2 o'clock early morning as a complice in the manipulated scenario and transferred to a far distant police station. She told never I have been touched by no one to sell my votes. But how to make more dramatic the scenario in Alta and Bellieri were ended in European Parliament as Europarlamentarians, and Edi Rama violated constitution, violated everything, every law, in order to have the Canyon of Gipea and other territory in the municipality of Himara, which doesn't belong to him. Now I know that this is, I could talk for long, but one thing, another problem is, the state there is a conglomerate, is a joint enterprises between crime and the government. Rama himself kept an advisor in his office to coordinate the activity of mafia people, organization, and is well known. Rama himself received Sinaloa leader and gave him license and hotel for 5 stars in Vlora. He met them, he gave them discussion, but I have to be sincere with you. I could not, I didn't like to have such a speech, but I could not be different what I am, to tell the truth, and this is mine. And I conclude that we will, despite what I described, for DP there is no alternative other than fighting this dictatorship like it fought the first one in 90, which was a communist one. Whoever could help, and we expect EPP to help us, first of all, to present the truth of Albania in the international community, to the esteemed government. There are 13 prime ministers. Which is a great potential about this situation for us. We will fight ourselves. We will fight and fight and fight, and we will topple this dictatorship. Thank you very much.